But perhaps nowhere is the situation more volatile than Juarez, Mexico, just a few miles south of El Paso, Texas, where despite so many dangers, people are fighting back. My co-anchor, Terry Moran, reports.
Juarez. This is a city with a storied past, rich with character, from Spanish missionaries to Pancho Villa to bootleggers and musicians. But over the past couple of years, Juarez became the most dangerous city in the Western Hemisphere. The drug wars engulfed this city. Two giant drug cartels have been battling for control of Juarez, with its crucial position just across the border from El Paso, Texas. The police were almost totally corrupted, and ordinary citizens have been living in terror. The ferocity, the savagery of what has been going on here is appalling. This happened within the last hour. Two men lying on the sidewalk over here, executed in this neighborhood. Two more casualties in the narco war here. The police have secured the scene. They're starting to gather evidence. Neighbors have gathered around to watch. There are children sitting in the street looking at this scene. This is the price of cocaine. And marijuana, and methamphetamines, and heroin. It is a price registered in the sobbing of relatives that scars the evening air. There have been more than 2,000 murders over the last 14 months in this city of more than 1.5 million people. So in a sign of sheer desperation, the Mexican government sent in the army 6 weeks ago. Thousands of soldiers now patrol these streets like some kind of Baghdad on the Rio Grande.
ABC, Terry Moran.
We joined one unit on their morning rounds. They were keen on keeping us safe.
Después de su seguridad, hacen su trabajo ustedes, ¿sí? Por favor.
After the security, you can do your job as journalists, but first is security.
Got it. So if we hear the fire, we go down.
Si oímos fuego, vamos para abajo.
I have no problem doing that.
Okay.
The troops have imposed a kind of martial law. They pull over any vehicle that looks remotely suspicious, respond to tips phoned in by brave citizens, and conduct constant surveillance from the sky. The troop surge has stemmed the carnage in Juarez, for now. Murders went from 200 a month in January and February to fewer than 50 in March. But no one knows if it will last. Juarez remains a place haunted by the killings, marked with murder.
3 guys were killed here while playing pool.
A local journalist who, like many, wanted anonymity, offered a guided tour of death.
Several men who survived an execution were taken here to this hospital, and the killers came in to kill the guys inside the hospital.
This is a war that's gone on for years. There are literally thousands of combatants, armed and dangerous.
At the end of last year, about 50 city officials had been killed.
50?
50.
That's the mayor of Juarez, Jose Reyes Fariz.
Muy bien, qué bueno que invitarme a su escuela, ¿eh?
He is an honest man. We know that because he is a marked man. A graduate of Notre Dame Law School, he was determined to root out police corruption. He got rid of nearly half the force. The cartels fought back.
So on the police radio, they said, we're going to kill the mayor.
Yeah.
They would put up a poster saying the mayor's a dead man?
They did. That was the last threat that I received.
That was when he called in the troops. The streets of Juarez may be quieter these days, but at the city morgue, the bodies are still piling up.
We have some more in the refrigerator.
They give you 2,000 pesos for each person you kill.
This man, we'll call him Julio, told us he worked for the powerful Juarez cartel for 4 years. He was a hitman, a smuggler, a narco.
Did you kill people?
Sí.
Yes.
Many?
¿Como cuántos?
Palo de madera unos 15.
At least 15.
Y pues era mi vida la de ellos.
It was my life or theirs.
Why did you do it?
Pues quería engrandecer mi bolsillo, aparte de pues quería ayudar a mi familia.
I wanted to load my pocket with money so I could help my family.
Money. Billions of dollars of it. That's what's fueling all the bloodshed in Juarez and across northern Mexico. Americans' insatiable demand for illegal drugs and their willingness to pay. It's blood money. It's a way of life, the drug war. Julio, the ex-hitman and smuggler, told us his years of killing for the cartel wrecked him. Would you go back? Would you do it again?
No going backwards. I was a very frightened man. I lost everything there. I lost my dignity because I had to kill just to please my boss.
Another thing Julio told us, deeply disturbing. He had helped smuggling drugs from corrupt U.S. government officials. You had 6 suitcases full of marijuana that you gave to a United States law enforcement officer?
Yes, in his hands. He put it in his truck and he drove it to Columbus.
He says the Mexican drug bosses have many U.S. officials on their payrolls. They're known to the smugglers only by number, not by name. And they make sure they are on duty when they open the border for smugglers.
That's why he told me, turn your lights off and follow my lights. If we see any other immigration officers, don't worry about it because we can just pretend that I've already detained you.
FBI agent Keith Slaughter says the vast majority of border officials are honest, but he admits corruption by the cartels is on the rise.
For them to be successful, they have to be able to get across the border, and they're willing to pay a lot of money in order to be able to grease the skids to do that.
While the FBI is on the case in the U.S., in Mexico, the justice system is broken. Few killings are ever solved. Few major drug traffickers are behind bars. So here we are. This is the Juarez prison. There are about 2,600 inmates in here, most of them low-level, small-scale drug sellers and drug users. Some of them are very dangerous.